If you want to grow your Instagram account, then one of the best things that you can do is on a weekly basis come in and review your Instagram analytics. And to access your Instagram analytics, just click the little analytics icon beside your account name. And this is going to bring you right into the analytics dashboard. Now it is fairly basic, but this is probably all of the information you really need in order to make decisions to grow. You can see the number of followers you've got in the last 7 days, and the number of posts that you made. And really this analytics information is going to just be shown for the most part on the last 7 days. Now you can see also the number of impressions, the number of times your post has been seen, impressions, the number reached, the number of accounts that it's been seen by, the number of profile views, how many people have viewed your profile, the number of clicks on those call to action buttons on your underneath your bio. I'll need to get 100 followers before I can see my demographic information, but that'll be things like the name or the age, the sex and the location of my followers. I can also see in terms of my posts, all of them for the last year sorted by impressions. And so this can be a great place to come in and look at and say, okay, well, I've made 6 posts this week. Which was the one that got the most impressions? And maybe I can continue to make more content like that, because that is getting a lot of impressions. Or maybe even click in, see one of the hashtags that you use, and maybe that was responsible for that higher number of impressions. So always come in here and study and try and understand, why did that post get so many impressions, and continue to make more content like that so you can continue to get more impressions. Now, below our normal posts that appear in our profile, we can also see metrics for our stories. Now, this is not going to be shown for the last year, but for the last 14 days, but really sorted by impressions once again. And this is a great way to see again, what are those stories that are getting the most amount of really impressions and that our audience are liking. We can also see then the analytics for any promotions that we're doing. And also down the bottom here, which can be pretty helpful actually, is just a definition of some of the metrics that are shown up here. So impressions, just as a reminder, are the total number of times that all of your posts have been seen. And what is cool about that is, especially in this analytics section, is that it's the main metric for posts and stories. So if we click in here once again, sorted by impressions, and for stories it's impressions as well. So what that allows you to do is compare like by like, so posts with stories, and you can really see, okay, well, are my posts or are my stories getting more impressions? If your stories are getting more impressions, well then maybe continue to make more stories and continue to make more of the stories that are getting the most amount of impressions. So the analytics or the insights section here is fairly basic, but to be honest, this is all you really need to do. And the main thing you want to find out is which type of content, posts or stories, that are getting the most impressions, and which of those posts or stories are getting the most impressions again. So you're just drilling down into the most popular content. You make more popular content with the right hashtags, and you're just going to grow your visibility and impressions on Instagram. I think it's actually great the way it's so simple. Sometimes you can really be overwhelmed by all the reports in, say, Facebook Analytics or Google Analytics. So it's quite a simple analytics dashboard, but nonetheless, it can be extremely helpful to guide you towards growing your Instagram account.